going to issue 105. Honorable members, I've said I don't want to issue 105 on all members, please. Can I? Yes, Cholo Centro, I've not given you the floor. Next, I'm going to send you out, please. You haven't switched your mic, but you're making noise, and you're standing when I've not given you the floor. Yes? Cholo Centro 105, please. Cholo Centro 105. 105 Cholo Centro. Times Cholo Centro 105. You don't want to. I thought you had asked for a point of order, Cholo Tava. I've given you that space and you don't want to use it. Yes, Honorable Leader, you're rising. Honorable members on my right. Honorable members on my right. Is the main opposition party. Honorable members on my right. I already did discuss this matter. And can we please, no, Tava, I've recognized you. Can we please sit down? Cholo Tava, I've given you time to speak and you don't want to. I thought you had asked for a point of order, Cholo Tava. I've given you that space and you don't want to use it. Madam Speaker, let's follow our standing orders. Our standing orders are very clear that the only party that has majority in the House should be the first to respond.
floor. Can you also please, Madam Speaker, in terms of fairness, ask him to bring evidence, please?
Thank you very much for that matter. And moreover, we shouldn't be discussing issues about somebody who is not in the chamber and who cannot defend herself. The former president cannot defend herself in this chamber. So according to our own standing orders, we're not supposed to be discussing or mentioning things that we know. For example, Honorable Joyce Banda can't come and defend herself in the House. So please, let's refrain from that. Honorable members, I now call upon the Leader of Opposition to respond to the song.
Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order. Point of order, madam.
Honorable members, we already discussed this. We can't go back to the same. I did say already, honorable members, that immediately after we will recognize DPP leader to also give a statement.
You should speak from there.
Thank you.
You should speak from there.
He cannot use.
No, you should speak from there.
He cannot use that side.
We cannot.
No,
we cannot. No, we cannot.
Member for Mangochi.
Speak from there.
Honorable member for Mangochi cannot use. He said he's from opposition. He can't use this side.
No.
Yes, Cholo Tava.
No.
Cholo Tava, what is gone out of order? Cholo Tava, what is gone out of order? Madam, honorable members on my right.
Madam Speaker,
members on my right.
DPP as the main opposition party must be the first to respond.
Honorable
Madam Speaker, we should not allow that. DPP is the main opposition party. DPP is the main opposition party.
Members on my right.
DPP is the main opposition party. And must be the first. Yes.
Honorable members on my right, I already did discuss this matter. And can we please, no, Cholo Tava, I've recognized you. Can we sit down? Cholo Tava, I've given you time to speak and you don't want to. I thought you had asked for a point of order, Cholo Tava. I've given you that space and you don't want to use it.
Madam Speaker, let's follow our standing orders. Our standing orders are very clear that the only party that has majority in the House should be the first to respond.
Honorable members, can I have order, please?
I'm ready with my final response. I'm ready. DPP must be the first. DPP must be the first. I'm ready with my final response. I'm ready.
Honorable members on my left, can you please resume your seat? Honorable Cholo Tava. No. Honorable member for Cholo Tava wanted to have a point of order.
DPP must be the first.
Yes, I said, honorable member for honorable members on my right.
Madam Speaker,
Members on my right.
DPP as the
honorable member for Mangochi cannot use. He said he's from opposition. He can't use this side.
No.
Yes, Cholo Tava. Cholo Tava, what is gone out of order? Cholo Tava, what has gone out of order?
Speaker,
Honorable members on my right.
DPP as the main opposition party must be the first to
Honorable members,
respond.
honorable
Madam
members.
Speaker, we should not allow
did
that.
Honorable
DPP as the
members, honorable members on my right.
Madam Speaker,
Honorable members on my right.
DPP as the main opposition party.
Out of order. Cholo Tava, what is going on? Honorable members on my right.
Madam Speaker.
Welcome back, honorable members. The floor is now open for general debate. Nkata Southeast and Commissioner, then Kasungu North, and then Zimba South.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for giving Nkata Southeast a chance to comment on a few issues on the SONA. But before I do that, Madam Speaker, let me say this. If you ask someone wearing oversized shoes to run, Madam Speaker, you're actually asking them to expose themselves, because the shoes will come off and we'll see what is underneath. Madam Speaker, I thank you very much for this opportunity, and I believe that the first step to solving a problem is acknowledging that a problem exists. The President admitted and lamented in his SONA about the problems that were
Sorry,
facing.
you started at 11:30, so you have 10 minutes at 10:40. Thank you.
Thank you. About the problems we are facing as a country, the issues of hunger, lack of so many other issues, health issues. As Nkata Southeast, we have not been spared. On AIP, as Nkata Southeast, we started on a very bad note, but things picked up. We received some bags of NPK, and it took time for us to get urea, but eventually we got urea. As I'm talking, people are still accessing fertilizer in my constituency, albeit a bit late, as I've said. On issues of mega farms, Nkata Southeast has been targeted to have a mega farm, but there are delays because there are issues with land. Green Belt Authority is not, the people are not agreeing with the terms that Green Belt Authority is offering, and I hope that sooner or later this issue will be solved, because mega farms, as we have all witnessed, is the way to go as a country. On irrigation, we appreciate government for having an irrigation scheme in Nkata South, who are our neighbors, because whatever in Nkata South happens there, as in Nkata Southeast, will also benefit. So for this, we say thank you to government and President Lazarus Chakwera. On social welfare, again, let me say that the President has made it a point that we also benefit. We have been given social cash transfers. My people have benefited, although not many, but would say this could be better. Issues of NIF, have also been beneficiary of NIF. But the problems that is all over the country is the problem of repayment, because this is a revolving fund. So if people are not paying, those who have benefit are not paying, are actually denying an opportunity to others who are also meant to benefit out of this noble cause. Issues of tourism, as in Nkata Southeast, we are happy to hear that government will build a Salima integrated hotel and resort in a public-private partnership. As people in Nkata Bay, we are happy. We also hope that Nkata Bay will not be neglected, because Nkata Bay is a good tourist, they are very attractive for tourism. And we're happy to hear that, or we're happy to notice that the road to Nkata Bay, the M5, is being rehabilitated. Once this is done, it means Nkata Bay will be open for those who cannot go to Nkata Bay, or who are not willing to go to Nkata Bay as a tourist destination because of the bad road between Kapatenga and Dwangwa. They will have no reason for not going to Nkata Bay. So this is a very good initiative, that the road will be done, and as the people will benefit. On energy issues, Madam Speaker, Nkata Southeast, we have many people who have wired their houses. People in Mgodi, people in Kamsita, Mungokwe, Charaundi, Mhamba, Sanga, Mudiaga, they have all wired their houses, but they cannot have access to electricity. But we are happy that, to hear that MAREP will start soon. I know we may not be beneficiaries of MAREP, but we hope that we will benefit from other energy-related programs, so that the people are able to try to do business, because without energy, all what we're talking about business-wise cannot happen. So therefore, it's my plea to the Minister of Energy that as you're thinking about other areas, you will think about Nkata Southeast. People have cried for a long time, and we're expecting to benefit out of this. On issues of transport, we're happy to hear that Nkata Port will be rehabilitated. because I've said Nkatabe as it is a bay is a bay, so it's business-wise, Nkatabe is very conducive for business. The travel between Nkatabe and Rikoma as of now is not good. People would not travel safely between Nkatabe and Rikoma without without good transport network. So we are happy to hear that there will be, or things are happening already. We talk about Rikoma Port, which is a good way to go. And also on the build, operate, and transfer. This is an exciting phenomenon that will happen to Malawi. I know that it could not be covered, all of it in the SONA, and it's my hope, and I know it will happen, that the Minister of Public Works will find time to tell Malawians what really this means, because people believe that maybe this is just one of those talks, it won't happen, but I know, and we have information that this program will transform Malawi as a country, and we're happy to hear about that. On job creation, our people in Nkatabe Southeast, we are used to going to South Africa, Tanzania, in search for greener pastures. And now that there's talk about Israel, people are going to Israel, we hope that the people of Nkatabe Southeast will also benefit out of the 100,000 jobs will be considered as a constituency, so that those who go to South Africa, some of them they're not doing very good jobs, not well paying jobs there, but because they've got no alternative, and I believe that Israel would be a better alternative to all these other places where we go. Most of them just do, they work as house boys, garden boys, but when you go to Israel, it means that whatever money they bring out, it will transform Nkatabe Southeast. On education, I'm happy to report that we have had some construction at Chinteche CDSS. There's a classroom which was constructed by a contractor who is also a member of parliament. I must commend him. He did a very good work at Chinteche CDSS. He's sitting behind me here. He was one of the people who finished this project very early. A lot of the contractors did not finish these works in good time. So I commend him for doing that. Maybe because he knew that he's my colleague. He did a very good job, Madam Speaker. We have also received classroom under seed in a few primary schools. But the problem of lack of classroom blocks is still very huge in Nkatabe Southeast. I hope that it will still benefit as government considers to do more in this area. Issues of health, Madam Speaker, let me report that Chinteche Rural Hospital is in a very pathetic state in as far as operations are concerned. Nkatabe South, Chinteche Rural Hospital operates on a shoestring budget for their electricity. As I'm talking to you, Madam Speaker, we have got a problem with electricity. Nkatabe Chinteche Rural Hospital is given 400,000 kwacha for electricity units, but this is supposed to be a month, but it lasts less than 2 weeks. So as a result, most of the operations, very simple, our women cannot deliver at Chinteche Rural Hospital. They are taken to Nkatabe District Hospital, which is almost 30 to 45 kilometers away. And most of the times, the hospital is in the dark because of this problem. I wish the Minister of Health was here so that he can help us. But as a relief, what I've done, we're currently trying to put up an emergency solar so that at least maternity cases can still be handled there, because sometimes the ambulance does not have fuel, so sometimes we can lose lives if cases cannot be handled there because of electricity. So as an emergency, we are putting up a solar project so that we deal with that. And again, on issues of justice, justice has become very expensive for the people of Nkatabe Southeast. We have a very good magistrate court, but then there's no magistrate who is qualified to handle some of the cases, which means most of the cases are referred to Nkatabe District. As a result, people are supposed to spend a lot of money to travel to Nkatabe, while the cases could be handled at Chinteche, where there's a beautiful court. So it's my plea to the Minister of Justice to help us out on this one. I already discussed with him. He told me what is the problem, but they're doing something to sort out that problem. It's because of lack of magistrates, and as government, I'm happy to hear that they will be employing magistrates, and in Nkatabe Southeast, Chinteche Magistrate Court will be considered once this is in place. I just hope that it will be soon, so that the people of Nkatabe Southeast stop suffering, especially in transport costs, going to Nkatabe. I'm also pleased, Madam Speaker, to hear the President say that CDF will be increased. The story is the same. We all appreciate CDF because the CDF projects have got an immediate impact in our constituencies. For example, with the 100,000, what we have done, we have built a 36-meter bridge, Katendeza Bridge, as I'm talking, as 100 million, which will be increased. And again, we have done Katendeza Bridge, 36 meters. As I'm standing here, we are doing the backfilling. The contractor is still on site, backfilling that bridge. We have also done Kankande Bridge. We have put up solar street lights in 9 trading centers. This has transformed the way people do business at night. At first, there were people who could not understand the concept of having solar street lights in a place like Nkatabe Southeast. But now people appreciate it because they are able to transact their business well into the night. Those who do business are able to do business. Those who just loiter around, they're also able to loiter around at night. And also we have witnessed international transporters parking in our trading centers to rest, a thing which never used to happen, but because of the coming in of solar street lights, it has changed the way Nkatabe South is. Because of that CDF, again, we put up a solar-powered borehole at Chinteche Rural Hospital because they were facing a lot of bills which they could not pay, water bills. So we put up a solar-powered borehole. Of course, this was a joint venture with Nkatabe South. We contributed because the Chinteche Rural Hospital is accessed by people of Nkatabe South, even Kota North, as well as Nkatabe Southeast. So Nkatabe South, who is the Minister of Homeland Security, Nyamazukuru Zukuru, was kind enough to make a contribution to that cause. I appreciate that. I appreciate him for that. We also have started a project of solar borehole, which will put piped water to villages of Chimbere and Kawiya using the same CDF. We have built teachers' houses in several primary schools. We have sunk so many boreholes through the water fund. All this is an effort to appreciate the impact of CDF, Madam Speaker. And with the increased amount of CDF, we intend to do bigger projects that will cost a bit more of money, putting up piped water to distant villages like of Chalaundi. We'll build a police unit, piped water, I've already said, among other projects. So with this, Nkatabe Southeast is very happy with the SONA, that things will happen the way they're supposed to happen all over the country, and Nkatabe Southeast will not be left out because of, I've already said, the problem we're facing. With these few words, Madam Speaker, I thank the President for coming up with this kind of SONA, which is forward-looking, and Malawians of goodwill, looking forward, and those who qualify to talk about the SONA. Because the others, their only qualification to commenting about the SONA is because of the fact that they are Malawians. But actually, going deeper, there may not be competent people to really comment on the SONA. That's why we have just heard some people just trashing everything because of what they lack. They will simply say, "This is full of lies." It's better to pinpoint where is the lie. Is it a lie that people are receiving mails distribution is going on in this country? It's not a lie. Is it a lie that government is building police houses in this country? Is that a lie? It's not a lie. So if you are not qualified to comment on this SONA, or if you are wearing oversized shoes, it's better to ask for smaller shoes that fit you. And with these few words, Madam Speaker, I support the SONA wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member for Nkatabe Southeast and Commissioner Kasungu. I had already recognized Kasungu North and Mzimba South, and I've seen Mcheu Central and then Rumpi West.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I think I am qualified to comment on the SONA. Madam Speaker, the President of the Republic of Malawi, His Excellency...
Starting at 10:43, you should wind up by 10:53.
Well, Madam Speaker, the President of the Republic of Malawi, His Excellency Dr. Lazarus Makathe Chakwera, delivered the 51-page State of the Nation address, SONA, Sorry, madam, I've got some problems with my eyes, so I will be reading on the paper.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Last Friday, February 9, 2024, with one purpose, and that is to inform the country of the present status of political, economic, and social development and progress that we are making as a nation. Most importantly, the President is skillfully titled the SONA, taking stock and advantage of our progress in achieving economic recovery and resilience, mindful of the fact that the country is at crossroads, and that alone is self-explanatory and tells one important story that every patriotic Malawian from all walks of life needs to make a sacrifice of some sort if the country is to continue leapfrogging during this turbulent time. As such, the SONA makes a summary of the trajectory which the country intends to take, especially in terms of development plans, policy direction, on what the government intends to accomplish in this fiscal year in tandem with the Malawi Vision 2063, which is the country's second long-term development plan after the Vision 2020. Madam Speaker, allow me to commend the President, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, for the exceptional delivery of this SONA in the August House last Friday. As all of us noticed, the SONA was delivered with a great deal of expressiveness, charm, and confidence. That is why, in his preamble, even the President himself sounded with ease and oozed confidence, stating that he fully expects that the discussions to be held in this fourth meeting of the 50th parliamentary session should be done with the seriousness commensurate with the maturation of our nation. Madam Speaker, if truth is to be told repeatedly, we only have one country, and that is Malawi. If we make a deeper retrospection, this is another historical SONA where the head of state is bold and candid enough to admit by telling the nation the bad news, which is evident that our economy is still in bad shape, considering that most microeconomic indicators, including inflation, budget deficit, public debt, and gross domestic product, GDP, are mostly in red, of course hugely because of a myriad of global phenomena and vulnerabilities. The President indicated the following. 1. Some of the pain being felt by Malawians stems from over 20 years of public policies that have effectively destroyed Malawi's production and manufacturing, leaving too many of our youth without jobs and too few of our goods being exported to generate forex and keep our currency strong. 2, Malawians deserve an economy that is no longer sick, one that is healthy and able to complete, not just one whose fever is slowly going down. We are indeed all tired with real GDP growth rates that are having below 1% mark year in and year out. I know that we need a growth rate of above 6% for such growth to impact positively in eradicating poverty as well as improve the welfare of the people. 3, the recovery is happening and we must take advantage of it and spread it to more people. 4, the administration has brought back fiscal discipline in public finance management and implemented economic reforms to the point of regaining donor confidence and securing investments from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the World Bank, the European Union, and other towards direct budgetary support in the coming fiscal year, which means that the recovery is happening and we need to take advantage of it and spread it to more people. 5, we must get serious by taming our appetite to spend public resources on unproductive activities and non-productive public sector bodies. Madam Speaker, as you can see from what the few takeaways I've just said, the President actually presented a true picture of the state of affairs at present and utmost honesty and righteousness. Let me talk about education. Madam Speaker, I was very fascinated when I heard a combo at success stories that the President had outlined in the SONA. This is the same sector which was neglected and was in desolate state during the past regimes, yet this is also the key sector which has crucial long-term multiplier effects. Listen to the tone of the President last Friday. One notices that indeed this administration has placed higher education as one of the biggest priorities, cognizant of the fact that education is a critical enzyme to human capital development, which is one of the 7 enablers of the Malawi 2063 vision. That is why I salute the President for recruiting 2,000 primary school teachers on permanent basis and 4,200 auxiliary teachers, and of course training 7,304 head and deputy head teachers, distributing about 68,000 tablets to 498 primary schools, and trained 689 officers and 2,600 teachers through the BFIT program, because our kids deserve to be given digital literacy. Let me also not forget to extend my gratitude to the Chakwera-led administration for expanding 70-day secondary schools under the Equity for Quality and Learning Secondary EQUALS project, where Kasungu North is a beneficiary, at Kaluruma and Matandani CDSS, also for training about 1,400 secondary school head and deputies. Let me also skip the fact that this administration has also increased the number of needed students accessing loans by 15.9%, reaching about 26,000 students. Agriculture and food security. Madam Speaker, as I had alluded to earlier, the President should be commended for soaring his pride by admitting some of the challenges gripping the domestic economy. Cyclone Freddy alone wreaked a lot of havoc to the agriculture sector, causing significant damage to the crop, particularly in the southern districts of Malawi, where approximately 53,000 hectares of maize fields, or 3% of the planting area for maize. The cyclone also damaged irrigation systems in some districts such as Chikwawa, Blantyre, Zomba, and Palombe. As if that was not enough, the rise in prices of agriculture inputs worldwide as a result of the war in Ukraine and the delayed commencement of the subsidy program due to the sharp rise in fertilizer prices led to low fertilizer use. Despite this compounding background, the country still produced enough maize to meet the minimum national maize requirement. I'm talking about the minimum maize requirement. At this juncture, let me commend the President Chakwera's caring administration for timely responding to the hunger situation by embarking on the lean season response, whereby Kasungu North is a beneficiary, whereby all 5 traditional authorities, their people have received maize for the month of January, and we are waiting for the month of February. That's a 50 kg bag of maize every month. This will definitely cushion the hunger situation and help in easing inflationary pressures, as maize is the main driving force of our inflation trajectory. And of course, ADMAC is also having maize in our constituency. As we speak, we are sending maize to those that can afford to buy. On mega farms, this now brings me to the related issue of mega farms, which His Excellency the President, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, always passionately talks about. The people of Kasungu North are pleased to note that the administration has successfully embarked on mega farms aimed at establishing large production units for increased agriculture production. Madam Speaker, the President, in his address last Friday, says, in collaboration with the Malawi Defense Force and the prisons, they have coordinated the production of 337 metric tons of maize for restocking at our strategic grain reserves. Similarly, Luana cultivated 103 hectares of maize on Ilovo, while Duangwa Farm produced 700 metric tons of maize. Adding to these success stories, the government has successfully launched 2 cooperative-based mega farms at Linga in Karabe, established a full-time mega farm support unit at Kanengo in Lilongwe, which has already mobilized 560 farmers, managing a combined total of 18,000 hectares. And my wife is part of this, this team. Yeah, I've talked about that. He's a mega farmer. She's a mega farmer. She's a mega farmer.
Honorable member.
Address the chair. Our chair.
Honorable member. No,
He's addressing us.
Honorable member, not that because he's mentioned his wife, but the time, you've got a meeting. You've got a minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Go, Honorable.
And again, the government has collaborated with the reputable companies such as Pixas Malawi Limited and the Paramount Group that have links to international markets. I'm sure we are hoping for more individuals and the communities to join in the mega farm business. Madam Speaker, as repeatedly highlighted, it is apparent that the Chakwera administration places its heart on the welfare of the people in Malawi who entrusted Dr. Chakwera to lead them. That is why we must all deem it purposefully for the government for the continued smooth implementation of cushioning interventions, including the social cash transfer program, the climate smart enhanced public works program, and the food security response programs. This is also happening in all my tiers in Kasungu North. Through the SCTP, also known as Mtukula Pakomo, the government has doubled the monthly allocation to the beneficiaries that receive from 9,000 to 19,000 kwacha, and this is already being considered for an upward revision. Let me also acknowledge the setting up of the price shock urban emergency cash transfer, though I'm from the village, but for those people in town, which is targeting 105 households in Zomba, Blanta, Mzuzu, and Lilongwe, with the beneficiaries receiving a total of 150,000 kwacha over the 3 months. This amount is substantial.
With these few remarks, Honorable Kasungu.
Okay, on energy, Madam Speaker, let me also thank the President, because we have been talking about Marep. I'm happy to say that the contractor is on site in Kasungu North, that is doing the job in the Marep 9. We have been talking about this issue for quite a long time. And let me go on AIP. We are happy that the President came to our area and launched the AIP in 2023 season, and it is going on well, much as there are some problems in other areas. On the energy, this time around now...
Time.
Okay. I'm a sportsman. Let me wind up with something to do with sports. It is pleasing to note that the President has seen the need to conclude the Griffin Sayenda sports complex and the swimming in area that's at the Kamuzu Institute Aquatic, the sports complex at the Kamuzu Institute for sports. We thank the government, and we are still, as Kasungu North, we still side with the northern people that as we go, they should also consider constructing a national stadium in the northern part of Malawi, especially in Mzuzu City, so that at one point in time, maybe people from Karonga, Chitipa can have a chance to watch the Malawi national football team taking on maybe Algeria in competitive games.
Honorable, please resume.
With these few remarks, Madam Speaker, I congratulate the Malawi leader, Dr. Azaz Chakwera, for rightly delivering the SONA, which has appropriately given hope to all hopeless Malawians at a time when the economic situation is tough. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Kasungu North. Zimba South, you're starting at 10:56. You should.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving the people of Zimba South to make a word on the state of the nation address that was ably delivered to this honorable house by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Malawi, Dr. Lazarus Makathi Chakwera. The people around Msukuzoko, the people around Sabtiye Pulanchani, and people around Msukola told me that I should congratulate the Excellency for giving this SONA, the SONA that really talks to the people on the ground, the SONA that can demonstrate things that are really happening on the ground. Why I'm saying so, Madam Speaker, during my comment, I'll just tackle 3 to 4 things that I took out from the SONA. Firstly, Madam Speaker, the past 2 weeks, not 3 weeks ago, I went to the constituency Salima Southeast, where the President was officially opening the 250 secondary schools that have been built. And in the SONA, he also highlighted to say that so far 66 community-day secondary schools, new ones have been finished. Madam Speaker, I wish to testify that indeed, also in my constituency, Vangalala, new secondary school has been built, and right now it is around 90% to completion. We are sure that by April it will have it done. But apart from that, already students for Form 1 were already selected and are also there, they're learning there. It's not only about Mzimba South. The people that are coming at Vangalala, CDSS, are coming from Inkos, Yamakos, Mberwa, that is Chafis area, Kaluwe, which simply means that this secondary school is not only for a specific constituency, but they are all for all Malawians. I'm very much aware that also there in Zimba North there are also some CDSs that are being built. At Machelecheta also there is also a CDSs that are being built. It's just our plea that as in Zimba South, as you know, that around Ruviri zone we have got 12 primary schools and only one CDSs at Luviri. It is our wish that by the time the next consideration is being done, I hope that Mabagira will be considered. Apart from that, Madam Speaker, in the SONA also, he highlighted that through World Bank, there are some 10,000 primary schools that are going to be reached out. I can also testify, Madam Speaker, that really people around Chipata, people around Kankori, Kamambakantu, Dimi, Chiondwe, Mapanjira are running up and down to consolidate some sand so that at least when the funds enter into the account, we can really build these school blocks. This is why I was saying the SONA by the HE was really trickling down to the people. On health, Madam Speaker, I can't lie to you, a lot is happening on health. More especially, Madam Speaker, if you go to Mbarashanda, you will really see that they are doing good innovation. And also at Choma, where you're coming from, they're really doing a good job. Now at Gender, as you pass going to Mzuzu, you really see that there is an expansion of a laboratory that is being done. And we are very sure that very soon at Gender they are going to give us the operating theater so that at least Gender can be turned to a community rural hospital. Madam Speaker, right now there's a lot of recruitment that is being done. It's a good milestone under the Ministry of Health, and we heard that HSAs are being recruited through the other funders that are doing that. Our only plea as Mzimba South is that by the time they are recruiting these Okolopa, these security guards, these hospital attendants, they should not be recruiting people. Let's say a person from Zimba should not be recruited as a hospital guard to go and work in Insanje. When they are recruiting for somebody for a HKNE dispensary, let those people that are within a HKNE can be recruited. Madam Speaker, it's not good to go lemba nchito muntu okolopa ochoka kunsanja akagwira nchito kunzimba. In that way, we'll make sure that we are indeed giving the people their job. Madam Speaker, I will not do justice to His Excellency Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera if I don't mention the wonders that Chakwera Constituency Development Fund has done. Madam Speaker, it's time now that we can appreciate and change the name of this Constituency Development Fund. Myself, people of Mzimba South, they're saying, Chamblanyina, go and tell the nation that this fund now should be called Chakwera Constituency Development Fund, CCDF. Because, Madam Speaker, this CDF was around 30 million, and increasing it to 200 million, and then we sit down, we say it's 2 CDF. Madam Speaker, we're not doing justice to His Excellency. When somebody has done something good to you, it's good to appreciate and give back what he has done to you. Madam Speaker, why I'm saying that? The CDF, Madam Speaker, if I tell you about the Sparta Bridge that took about 15 years not to be constructed, it is done. Kamambakantu Bridge is done. Swaswa Bridge is done. Mkuru versus Dimi Bridge is done. Musinda is done. Fimbo is done. Gender mortuary, if you go to Gender, you find a good mortuary that has been built. It was requested by the community himself. It is done. Zulanga Wanyumbu Bridge is done, Madam Speaker. Bartolomeo versus Matikija Bridge, it is done. Akamtantambo Lukulu River Bridge is done. Madam Speaker, Etienne Mposa Road Bridge is done. This is what Chakwera Constituency Development Fund has done. Madam, coming to Marep, Madam Speaker, people around here, we are happy that in Sona, the HE highlighted that all the obstacles that were there around Marep project have been sorted out. and T.A. Mzugora is looking forward that one time Mchakachakeni should have this electricity. Madam Speaker, people around Luviri are also looking forward to have this electricity. Finally, Madam Speaker, if we come to agriculture, that is AIP, Madam Speaker, as a country, we have noticed the bottlenecks that are associated with the coupons, with the subsidy, and the AIP. It's just our wish this morning. GVH, our Gumbo, was calling me to say, Chamblanyina, we don't have urea. There is a lot of queue here at Gender. Please, can you bring fertilizer at Luviri? He was just calling me this morning because the maize has already grown and they are not able to find this fertilizer. Madam Speaker, it's our plea that people around Luviri, people around Mbangweni, people around Toza can be considered so that at least they can have the urea. Madam Speaker, the issue of mega farm is quite strategic. That was mentioned in the SONA. Madam Speaker, it is the wish of the people around Mzimba South that by the time they are increasing the CDF, is it not possible that each constituency, the whole Malawi, can be given a certain portion so that we can have a project specifically for the farm? Project specifically for the farm, so that that component can be included in the CDF, so that in one way or the other we can support the program, the mega farm strategy that is being done, the project that is being done by the Ministry of Agriculture. With these few remarks, Madam Speaker, people in Mzimba South told me that Liri Chamblanyina go there and Liri tell the President, tell Parliament that Liri they support the SONA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mzimba South. I now call upon, I think the next one was the Ncheu Banje and then Rumpi. Ncheu Centro, yes.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for giving the people of Ncheu Central constituency to contribute to the SONA that was delivered by the State President of the Republic of Malawi, His Excellency Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, on 9th February 2024. Madam Speaker, over 2,000 years ago, there emerged a leader, not only a leader, but a great leader, who came with a mission. And the mission was to deliver mankind, to give salvation to the lost people. And the leader is no other than Jesus himself. He came with a mission and he delivered on the mission because he was the focused. There are people who are trying to disturb his mission. The Pharisees were there to disturb the mission. Even his own people, the Peters, were there to disturb even his mission. And there was a day he spoke to Peter and said, Peter, get behind me, Satan. Because he saw that Peter was an enemy of the mission. Now, Madam Speaker, Jesus delivered the mission in only 3 years. Only 3 years he delivered. But the impact is up to today.
Oh, yes.
The whole world has that impact. We have salvation because of only 3 years.
Amen.
Because Jesus was focused.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Now, Madam Speaker, why am I saying this? Focus is very important. Whenever you want to achieve something, be focused.
Oh, yes.
Now, if you look at the president, in the past SONAs and this is SONA, you see that consistency, you see that focus in how he wants to transform this nation.
Oh, yes.
The president has been consistent in terms of the pillars. He mentioned about 3 pillars in the last 3 SONAs. The pillars are food security,
Oh, yes.
job creation, and wealth creation. He has been consistent if you check it, the Sonas, because he is focused. And then to achieve the 3 pillars, he has actually carefully formulated a strategy, which he is calling it ATM strategy. And these are also 3 components in that ATM strategy: the agricultural component, the tourism component, and the mining component. And now, Madam Speaker, if you look at the figure 3, Jesus did it in 3 years. Chakwera has 3 pillars. Chakwera has 3 components in the strategy. So the figure 3 means emphasis.
It's unique.
It's emphasis. So Chakwera has that emphasis to turn around the economy of Malawi.
Rishon.
And Madam Speaker, now if you look at the strategy, what the president was doing here when he came was now to report progress on how the strategy is being implemented. If you go to agriculture, Madam Speaker, he spoke about the mega farms. Madam Speaker, the mega farms are now being implemented. For the first time in Malawi, the president went to Madisi to witness the harvest of wheat using a combined harvester, which some of us haven't seen since we were born. But for the first time, Malawi has harvested wheat. And this wheat, Madam Speaker, is actually for seed to give to many farmers so that we are able to grow more wheat in Malawi. And the wheat means we are actually doing import substitution. We are saving forex again on the same. Mega farms are happening. Madam Speaker, if you go to tourism, the roads are being rehabilitated. Roads are being constructed. You can't talk about tourism without good roads. Yes. Go to the M5 road, it's being redone. Go to Maganjira, the funds are already available for the Maganjira road. This is the tourism. This is the focus. This is the progress. We are moving forward. Chakwera is serious about this nation. Madam Speaker, and I'm happy that, Madam Speaker, the president said for a long time Malawians haven't been serious. And is calling upon Malawians to be serious, because to turn around the economy we need serious people, and it's a serious business. May I speak to the public servants? They have a laissez-faire attitude. We need to be serious at once. We should start joking in this country if we are to develop. Madam Speaker, if you look at those empty chairs, that's joking.
Yes, they're not serious.
That's playing with Malawians.
Yes.
We need to be serious. With this attitude, we can't change Malawi.
Oh, yes.
And Chakwera is urging us to be serious. Let's all be serious. Madam Speaker, if you talk of mining, the president says he is serious about mining. He is putting in place a number of initiatives. The legal framework is now in place. Now put up a MDC to host the National Mining Company. That's being serious about this country. This country is actually being transformed. Madam Speaker, let me speak about CDF. I want to talk about CDF, Madam Speaker. CDF is transforming Malawi. Everybody is a witness. We have evidence that the CDF is changing Malawi. You go to Malacca, you go to Ibenza in Chitipa, CDF is transforming Malawi. We have beautiful bridges, we have beautiful school blocks, we have clinics. This is what Shamblanyina calls the Chakwera CDF. It is doing wonders. And Madam Speaker, it was mentioned that CDF was going to be revised upwards again. What a leader we have. What a leader we have. He is serious about developing Malawi. What we need is to support him. I call upon Malawians, let's support President Chakwera. He means well for this nation. He is a serious leader. When you are serious, you are focused. Whoever comes to disturb you, you are not concerned. People have tried to disturb Mushagwera, but they have failed. Because he is a man who has a mission. And the mission is to develop Malawi. The mission is to give people from Malawi food, jobs, and wealth. He has the mission. Madam Speaker, let me conclude. Let me conclude by quoting Job 14 verse 7 and 8 and 9. In Job 14 verse 7, the Bible says, now there is hope. There is hope to a tree, that when a tree is cut down, it shall sprout again. Malawi is sprouting again. Malawi is rising. Madam Speaker, Malawi want to be the same again. Oh, what a leader we have. What a leader we have. Madam Speaker, let me conclude. Let me conclude. Don't worry. Let me conclude. You are disturbing. By saying you're calling upon Malawians, let's unite. Let's unite. Politics won't take us anywhere. But we have people to serve. Malawians are looking up to us as leaders to save and transform their lives. With the few remarks, Madam, the people of Ucheu Central Constituency wholeheartedly support the SONA. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Ucheu Central. I call upon Rumpi West. You're starting at 12:16.
Madam Speaker, it is very hard to start when somebody has been hugged, rooted, and you join him. So I'll try my speech to join him. I'll start with page 51. Madam Speaker, thank you for allowing Rumpi West to speak some few things from the President's State of the Nation address. The President, in his speech, he said his speech was meant to give hope. And I quote from the last page of his speech, page 51, conclusion. But allow me, Madam Speaker, to conclude in exactly the same place I started. We are a nation 60 years old, and that calls for seriousness. We are a nation in a state of great and compounded pain, and that calls for seriousness. We are a nation under geographical, climate, and physical pressures, and that calls for seriousness. And in our context, seriousness means focusing on what matters most, focusing on priorities. In our context, the priorities are food security, wealth creation, job creation. In our context, their priorities can be best be achieved by every minister, department, and agency, including this House, in doing part to promote and stimulate productivity. And he finished. Madam Speaker, Rumpi West would like to join the President in commending him for consistently bringing to this nation issues that he wants to be done year in, year out. From the perspective of Rumpi West, I'll highlight some of the positive and the negatives that this SONA, from this House, from government agencies, ministries, they have to take, so that what the president said, we have to move from the 6 years where we have been stagnant, especially in service delivery, development, and other issues in Lumpi West. Madam Speaker, in terms of AIP, from this year's experience, we would like to commend the president for launching the AIP program in time. But, Madam Speaker, looking at things how they have turned to the end, Lumpi West and Lumpi districts is one of the districts that is experiencing good rains. But up to now, some of my constituents have not yet received fertilizer, while maize is tasseling. This is worrisome. The president launched the program earlier, but in other areas, somewhere, somehow, we are failing to implement what the president directed. Madam Speaker, it is very sad, Lumpi West, when things in this country tend to be bad, sometimes the examples are coming from Lumpi West. Amat Pence, as a member of parliament, almost 700 beneficiaries received fertilizer mixed with soil. We don't know whether it's an experimentation that is being carried in Lumpi West to attest whether sand can be, soil and sand can be fertilizer. But this is bad. We would like the Ministry of Agriculture to address this situation urgently, because the rains are falling good, but we have sand mixed with soil as fertilizer. Madam Speaker, page 14, on the mega farms, Lumpi and part of Mzimba, it's where most of the fertile soils are found. And it's where you can go now and see visibly that the mega farm is taking place. But I'm worried, Madam Speaker, some of the estates which were earmarked to do the mega farm were allowed to do that exercise very late, of which we believe in the next growing season, as the president is promising to continue with the mega farms, let's allow these farmers to grow in time so that they cushion the areas where we have failed to do. Madam Speaker, on page 15, wish to these mega farms and tractors or the mechanization to be decentralized into constituencies, so that youth and these smaller farmers can have access to mechanization, so that we really supplement to the mega farms that the president is doing in this country. Because this time now, as it is to leave the machinery at the district level, it is not easy for a small farmer to access this mechanization. I wish the president's vision of providing the mechanization into this mega farm, they should trickle down to constituencies so that farmers can use these machines faster and grow what the country needs. In terms of irrigation, page 16, Madam Speaker, Lumpi West would like to commend the president that as much as we are a rain-fed country, but we also have abundant rivers that can provide water and irrigate. Last financial year, this last session, Madam Speaker, we approved a bill, a mandatory bill, where Chipofia irrigation scheme was mentioned to commence. But we are yet to see the fruits from that bill. Chipofia irrigation scheme is in Borero, Madam Speaker. I implore on the Ministry of Agriculture, please can you go with the money, because the president already released. The president already signed the bill. It passed through his office. Where is the money? We want Chipofia, so that what we are talking can be supplemented by these irrigations. It's a very big, over 80,000 hectares. Madam Speaker, going to page 22 on mining. one of the districts which has got precious minerals, and government can look at it critically and benefit this country, it is Rumpi district, and especially Rumpi West. But we can see indiscriminate mining over that side. And communities are not benefiting because we just see the machineries coming at night, removing the precious stones. But even social corporate responsibility is not happening in Rumpi West because the licensees are being given willy-nilly, and we cannot know who is doing what is happening on the ground. We want to benefit from these minerals, either from the main miners by providing social corporate responsibility, because we know minerals belong to government. But we have been sitting on those minerals for years. Shall we not get anything from that? Page 24, Madam Speaker, on tourism. Nyika and Vwaza, these are the beautiful places in this country you can't imagine. But look at what is happening. When we see more people going there, it is people who are harvesting timber. But tourists are failing to access Nyika and Vwaza because of the impassability of the roads. I've been standing here from 2019 up to now, crying about the Rumpi-Nyika road. I'm not talking about the Rumpi-Nyika road. I'm talking accessibility to Nyika National Park. I'll talk about the Rumpi-Nyika road when I come to the specific page for the Ministry of Transport. Wait for me, Bwana Minister. Why don't we either pave these roads so that they are accessible year in, year out? How much, the way I know the Minister of Tourism, how connected you are, how advanced you are, can you fail to pave from Chikwawa up to Kazuni? Can you fail to pave these roads from Borero up to Nyika? Please do something so that we encourage tourism and we earn forex, and even people can enjoy their marriages, can be united by looking at the nature of how God created it wonderfully, the Nyika and the Vwaza Game Reserve. On energy, Madam Speaker, it is a good news that the President keeps on talking, emphasizing on increasing energy in this country. But I want to bring to you, Madam Speaker, sometimes when you look at what is available and what is being planned to be implemented, sometimes you wonder, do we live in heaven or we live on earth? We have Fufu just after, before you reach Mchenga coal mine, which can produce up to 200 or 400 megawatts. But you find that in our priorities, we earmark for a 10 megawatt program. What do we want to achieve? What do we really want to achieve? How much is it costing? Can government fail to source money and develop Fufu which can give us 400 megawatts? God sometimes will punish us for sitting on something that he freely gave us, but we failed to utilize it. Madam Speaker, Rumpi West had 17 centers in terms of MAREP sites. I'm sadly standing here, Madam Speaker, they were trimmed to 3. And these 3 too, they are not yet to be implemented. Rumpi West, it will take years. This country will move away from 60 years, but will remain at 60 years because most of the programs they are being very slow to be implemented. On Minister of Transport, now I'm on the Minister of Transport. We have the road that is connecting Rumpi and Chitipa and Tanzania. This road, if anything happens to Chiweta, that will take us 30 to 40 days to deal with. It means this country will be rocked out of any importation, any revenue that can go through this country from the northern corridor. It is only the Rumpi-Nyika-Chitipa road which can act as a bypass. And it is the shortest from Tunduma connecting all the way to Jenda. This was the main road. before the Chiweta Road, the main road was coming from Tunduma via Nhalile, via Mwazisi, going all the way to Nduike. It's where even people who are being selected to come to Lilongwe Girls or Blantyre Secondary School, they were boarding buses through that road. But 60 years, government comes, government goes. Sonas come, Sonas goes. Budgets comes, budgets goes. What is wrong with us? I'm telling you, Madam Speaker, we are sitting on danger. Chiweta, sometimes people take 10 days before they cross. If this road is given priority, Minister of Transport through Madam Speaker, are we really serious? We can't borrow money to do this road?
Honorable member for Rumpi West. Time, consider winding up. Look at
I'm winding already, Madam Speaker. Thank you for reminding me. I'm very fast. But the Minister of Transport, you can give us food.
Need to know that you're almost 4 minutes to
Yes.
break up time, so you don't really have time apart from.
Yes,
winding
Madam
up.
Speaker. I'll change my speech. Madam Speaker.
You don't even have time to change. You just have to wind up. It's
Yes, I'm
12:30.
winding up. I'm winding up. Madam Speaker, as I wind up, you can give everything to people of Rumpi and Harire, but if you don't give them the road, they will not thank you. People of Rumpi West are still waiting for the tower that was promised in December that it would be done at Bembe. As I wind up, Madam Speaker, we are waiting for the judicial courthouse at Bore to be completed, which stalled last year. Youth that also from Rumpi West, they would like
Just
to be
few remarks,
included
Rumpi West,
in the
Rumpi West.
Israel. As I sit down, Madam Speaker, please help us with the police houses at Hewe as we promised. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rumpi West. The South, you're rising. Time.
On a point of order, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, is it in order?
Yeah, honorable member, it's past 12:30, so we can't conduct business.
Well, Madam Speaker, it would have been something that I would express now so that we can come geared up for 2 p.m.
I know, but it is past. If you rose whilst you were speaking, then it's going to be at least.
I submit,
before.
Madam Speaker.
Yes, thank you. Honorable members, it is 29 minutes to 1. I now suspend proceedings for lunch break. We'll come back for sitting at 2 p.m. House suspended.
House suspended indeed, and that marks the conclusion of the morning segment here at Parliament. So today's deliberations began with the leader of the House, Honorable Richard Chimwendo, who moved a motion to waive all relevant standing orders to allow the House to handle government business. The motion was passed and the members proceeded to debate on the SONA. The first response on the State of the Nation address came from the leader of opposition in the House, Honorable Kondwani Nankumwa. Later on, the leader of UDF in the House also gave his response to the State of the Nation address. Afterwards, several members came on the floor to respond to the State of the Nation address, and these include Kasungu North, Honorable Mike Bango, Nzimba South, Honorable Jamblanyina, Nchewu Central, Honorable Albert Mbawala, and Rumpi West, Honorable Adadawiza. So as it stands, the Speaker of the House has suspended the deliberations to 2 o'clock when the members will resume to continue the deliberations. Ndiye tuiya imene mondi imene zokambirana zayendera kuno kunyumba ya malamulo mchigawo cha kumawachi. Ndiye tupoyambirira penipeni paja tidaona ndithu otsogolera zokambirana nyumbayi amene wandi olemekezeka Richard Chimwendo anapereka pempho nyumbayi kuti bwanji atayimitsa kaye zina zonse kuti ayilole nyumbayi iyambe kukambirana nditu government business, ndipo pempho lawo lidavomerezedwa moti kutsatira pamenepo nyumbayi inakambirana makamaka zomwe mtsogoleri wa dziko lino adadzalankhula mnyumba limene sadabatalata zokhudza mmene zinthu zidakalili pakali pano mdziko muno. Ndiye tu anthu oyankhula osiyana, mamembala osiyanasiyana adayankhulapo pa nkhaniyi, kuyankha makamaka kuyambirira kudachoka kwa mtsogoleri oyimira zipani zotsutsa nyumbayi olemekezeka Kondwani Nankumwa. Atamaliza iwo padayimiriranso mtsogoleri wa chipani cha UDF amenenso ndithu adapereka maganizo awo kumene mtsogoleri kuzomwe mtsogoleri wa dziko lino adayankhula nyumbayi. Kuchoka pamenepo aphungu osiyanasiyana nawonso adathirirapo ndemanga ndithu. Panali mphungu wochokera ku Kasungu North amene wandi olemekezeka Mike Bango, phungu wa Nzimba South amene wandi olemekezeka Jamblanyina, phungu wa Nchewu Central Dr. Albert Mbawala, komanso phungu wa Rumpi West olemekezeka Ayona Adadawiza. Ndiye pakadali pano sipika a nyumbayi ayamba ayimitsa zokambirana nyumbayi kuti aphunguwa ndithu akapumulire kufikiranso nthawi ya 2 koloko masanano pamene abwererenso nyumbayi kudzapitiriza zokambirana. Ine dzina langa ndi Patricia Whiskes Billiard, ndikupempheni kuti tikhalenso limodzi nthawi ya 2 koloko kuti titsatire mmene tsiku la lero liyendere mchigawo cha kumasanachi. Pitirizani kuonera kanema ya Parliament.